No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4 TV and welcome to VP4 Online. We're here for another match in the VP4 2022 World Cribbage Championships. It's a match, as you can see on screen, between Albinario from Sweden and REELPOLANDPOWER Stubb, as we know him, from the USA. Good evening to Dwight, good evening to Semi Pro, good evening to Slim. I'm going to just do a quick shift to screen here. Hang on a minute. This is for anybody who just joined us. We've actually got 4 matches in the schedule. As you can see, the one we have tonight. We've also got one on Friday, which is very late on, but I'm still off work, so I should be up to get that one. Larry against Acero from Japan, Larry from the States. I knew that was going to be a late one because of the time zone differences. That'll be 1:30 AM on Saturday morning. And then there is a match between LS3 and Cheeky Chico. Now, according to the schedule there, it shows it's down for 3 PM on Saturday, but according to LS3, she accepted the wrong time and is going to get Steve to change that. It's supposed to be at 8 PM on the Saturday night, so we'll wait and see if that changes. And then the last one in the schedule is a big match between Cobra and Bedhead, which will be on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. Good evening to Bill. Good afternoon to Bill. So we have, how long? About 5 minutes to go. Now, Steve, I think, said last night he was going to join us. I'm just going to double check in Discord. He's not there yet. Just tab back out. And we will also tab back to the screen, just check everything's working. Yeah, everything's working okay. So it's, I mean, I've been watching a wee bit of Stubb in some of these challenge rooms playing cribbage, and you know, he leaves an awful lot to the wind, basically. He's just not going to change his style. He's going to be taking far too many stupid risks, and he'll get picked off like a vulture wandering over a carcass. That's the way I see it. Unless he finds some sort of level of common sense, then I don't have much hope for him, to be honest with you. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't see this being all that close. I think the further he goes behind, the more he'll bang, the more risks he'll take. That could be one pattern. Then again, he could get a good start, and Albinario makes mistakes. You never know. So, but I'm covering all bases basically because I don't know what's going to happen. But there's bound to be some sort of fireworks. Quick look again. Hang on. There he is. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Hugh.
There, he's arrived just in time. So I'm confused, but I'll leave it to Steve to explain why Stubb can't win this match.
Well, I mean, you know, Stubb does a lot of things really well. And those are, he's a very good shot maker. He's good at moving the cue ball around the table. Good in hitting shots with a lot of spin. You know, he's a very fine player, but it's the things that he does wrong that are going to kill him. You know, the poor positional play. You know, he turns the cue ball loose too much. And you know, really, the Phi Slamma Jamma, where he's just going to start pounding at things. You know, he doesn't from what I've seen, he just doesn't know how to play more of a strategy game. He's going to go for it every time, and that means if you're playing him, you just have to wait for him to screw up.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Albin's going to run out a lot. I think Albin will play smart when he needs to, and I think Stubb is just going to start going for things. Now, we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe he's changed his ways, but I doubt it. I mean, if Stubb played the way he really should play, then...
Well, I mean, if he ends up playing like Semi-Pro was playing a couple of weeks ago, then he's got no chance. The way Semi was playing in the snooker, but Semi's mended his ways. The problem with Stubb is he won't listen. I've been talking to him for 20 years. He's never listened.
No, it's not his nature. I mean, you got to give the guy credit for being consistent.
Oh yeah. He's a one-trick pony as far as that goes. You get he does exactly what it says in the tin. No change, no doubt. And we are about, let's say, a minute away from the room going up. I've just changed the cloth colour, so we should all be good to go here. Did you get a message from LS3, Steve?
I did, and I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to reset that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, LS3 Cheeky Chico. Let's see here.
Oh, good evening, Chico. Good evening to Cobra. And anybody else I might have missed in the chat. Who's VP online? That you in the stream chat, Steve?
Yeah, I'm always in the chat. I just don't usually say anything in the chat.
All right, I was wondering who that was. Right, room's up. Nobody's in so far. Let's get in.
All right, LS3, if you're there, you've been reset. Chico's there. Chico, your match has been reset with LS3, so you need to reschedule.
So Albinario's in. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I honestly think this is going to be 15-10, 15-11. Albin, we'll see.
Well, there's the first one, and that was just a practice one. Scratch off the break. He wants to get that out of his system. Right, here we are. Stubbs arrived. Now, I'm just going to let this go now because I've totally confused myself as to who's who and where's where and anybody on this table now. But that one on the right's won it.
Yeah.
That's Albinario.
The break's going to be important in this match, too. I mean, these guys both play good enough. Albin is breaking from the side, and it looks like he's going to go on the second ball. Oh, that was third ball, I think.
And dry.
And dry. And he got them spread good, which is a little harder to do with that. You notice how many balls are along the side rails? That's more typical of that side break, because you're going to get a lot more balls on the side rails. This kind of thing, just running out easy racks, Stubb is very good at. I think it's really key for him that he is good at it, because he's got to take advantage of these, because we know he's going to give up stuff.
Well, that's what Albie didn't want. He didn't want to give Stubb a free go here in the first rack, but Stubb's got to take advantage of it. So, the 10's in the side rail, but it obviously goes up table or down table towards us. 5 in the middle of the table. 13-2. What's he looking at? What he's doing, going up table for the 13 and holding for the 2.
Yeah, this is a natural shot. You can just, kind of a stun roll. He just chose to stun it, which is fine. But biggest problem he's got here is the 3 ball is going to get hit here, and you know, it makes it hard to control where the cue ball's going. So, I would have liked to, you know, to see him move that cue ball in a place where he didn't have to do that, but it's all good. He's probably going to play the 10, then the 5, then the 10.
Yeah. 7 and 8 are there, 12 and 3 are 8, so he's definitely out here.
And this is why the break's important. And this is a good out because, you know, I mean, the table wasn't quite as simple as it looked because there were balls near the rail. I mean, there obviously wasn't any big problems, but, you know, we all know how players can make problems sometimes.
I mean, this rack now is done and dusted. What's important for Stubb is that he can get 1 or 2 balls in the break on his break and take full advantage of it.
Yeah, he needs to keep breaking and running out because, again, it's not the things that he does well that will ultimately end up hurting him. And, you know, he does run out really well. Let's see. What's a quick version of the rules of cribbage? Well, basically, you make pairs of balls adding up to 15. And a real critical rule is if you make the first ball, but you don't complete the cribbage, it's a foul, and your opponent gets choice of ball in place or ball in the kitchen. So if you make the first one, you have to make the second one. And then it's first person that gets 5 cribbages wins.
Tyler's a new name. Good evening to Tyler. Welcome to Hairpig. I saw Hairpig in the chat.
So that's kind of the quick and dirty of it.
Well, what did we say about Stubb getting a good break? He ended up dry as well. So Albinario to return the favour, that's his objective.
And this rack also isn't wonderful. There's a fair number of clusters, but, you know, Albin is very good at picking things apart. Probably a little better than Stubb, and should serve him well here. I mean, this is kind of exciting, seeing a player that, you know, is good at picking racks apart.
13-2 up the table. Inside, always coming back the way.
You know, a player like Albin's going to get out on a lot of tables that most of these players are not going to. They're going to get 3 cribbages or get 4 cribbages, and, you know, that's a difference in being able to pick it apart. And, you know, in real life, Efren was the master at running out in one pocket. I mean, tables where other really good players, you know, other pros might get 4 or 5 or 6. So Efren would run out. He'd get all 8 balls. And I think we're going to see some of that sort of advantage here out of Albin being able to get out on the really tough ones.
We just double check the 8 ball goes.
Now this is tricky here. Oh, it goes down in that corner. Well, not so tricky.
Yes, LS3 said she accepted the wrong time and she needed it to be 8 PM. That's correct now, Chico.
Well, we haven't had to mute Stubb yet, so that's pretty good. I mean, he's behaving himself so far.
That's coming soon enough, don't worry.
Yeah, it won't last. Yeah, I know. Well, I think Albin is out here. I mean, he's got the 14-1. He's got the 9-6. Looks like he's probably going to play the 14-1, but might take the 9-6. And he's looking at the 9-6. So this is in hit with inside. Don't make the mistake of under hitting it. And he almost did. You know, that ball's going to kill on the rail, and that's pretty typical to see players under hit it. I'm a little surprised Albin did.
I mean, again, he's got a big margin of error. He could easily be up the table here. You know, another foot.
It's just, you know, and he could have scratched off the 14 there. So, you know, just that little mistake of under hitting that, not playing for the kill off the rail,
well,
could have cost him.
He's returned the favour, 1 rack all, both against the break. Well, he's going definitely third ball down, still not getting any joy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's practiced cribbage, and I'm sure he's practiced the breaks. So, I mean, maybe it's just bad luck so far. But, you know, this rack is really well spread. There's not a lot of balls on the side rails. There's very little in the way of clusters. So you would think that Stubb would run this out.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet the runouts from the break in this after this match, the stats.
I mean, he's got a couple things that are a little bit on the nasty side. You know, he needs to, that 10-5, he needs to get to that pretty early. I like getting down table and then playing a combo. You know, there's something that's not so wonderful. He just made a mistake with the cue ball, and he's got trouble here because the one ball that's tied up is the 6.
7 ball next.
It's the one ball that's in trouble. And he's lucky he's got a shot on this 8, or he really would have been in trouble. And if he can get an angle to come down for the 5, that would be a good thing to do, because then he gets a 10 out of the way and the 14's open. You can stun this over, kind of, but it's, you know, it's a little tricky. He doesn't look like he's going for that.
$3 and 12.
Yeah, I mean, if he rolls a 3 soft enough, he can probably hit the 9. He might want to not mess with that. Let's see. I think he's gonna back it up into the 1 is what it looks like he's gonna do. This has got to be hit easy so the ball grabs quick. Yep. Well done. Well, he doesn't have a wonderful angle here on the 12 as far as being able to do something with this cue ball. I mean, yeah, this is going to be a little tricky. Well, what he could do here is run into the 6 and 2, and then, you know, he's got the 13 and 2. I kind of like that play as going forward with a little bit of left English and running into the 6 and 2.
You think he can do that?
Yes, I know he can do that.
He's got a wee bit of left on it.
And he's going to maybe need more than that. You need to make sure you get the 6.
Yeah, that's the worry I had there. I'm thinking, you know, the angle he had, and you said it.
He didn't put enough English on it. He needed to hit that 6 at least full, or a little on the other side of it. I mean, that was barely brushing it.
2 still goes, I think. I think it still goes.
Well, it goes now. I mean, it might not. I don't think it went there before. I could be wrong. He did get a little bump on the 6. I mean, he didn't play that very well, but he got away with it. I mean, he makes this, he's out. I mean, because I don't think the 6 is. I think the 6 will miss the cue ball when it comes off the rail. I think he's just going to. Yeah. Hold it there for the 13. Well, he's going to need to go back and forth to get to the 5, because he needs that 5. He really wants to shoot this 5 down here. He doesn't want to have to come back table. Just because that's, you know, well, I guess he is going to come back table, or I guess he's going to do the 9-6. Yeah, he's 9-6 in this.
Yeah, this is for the rack, so that'll do nicely.
Well, he got a little funny once, but he's out. And those little funny things, you know, eventually one of those is going to not work out.
Well, that's 3 racks and 3 runouts, isn't it? Well, not from the break, but definitely 3 runouts.
Well, he's made a ball and he's got a shot. He's got the cue ball in a pretty good spot. It's a little above the side pocket, not quite in the middle of the table, but it's in a pretty good spot.
Well,
whoa, that was pretty fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, he took a big chunk out of that 7 ball there with that one.
Yeah, so this is about where Stubb, if Albin did that, Stubb would be saying BS.
13-2s there, that's fine, no worries about it.
You notice he doesn't say BS when he does it.
Oh, no. 7-8, that's sitting there.
Oh, yeah, Hairpig's got the comment. Yeah, Hairpig, that is proper stubbish there. So let's see what he decides to do here. It looks like he's going to shoot the 2-ball.
Well, he's got to, I mean, I presume is he going to roll it into this? No, he's going to take it up table. He's got to be gentle with this. He doesn't want to
oh, God, I think you need to punch this and bring it across the table. I wouldn't try to be gentle with this. That's a good formula for hooking yourself.
Yeah, well, he's got to be sure of what he's doing. Well, I presume he is.
You got to jack up a little. Yeah, there he goes. You don't want to.
You wouldn't want to do that, you mean?
You don't want to. Well, I don't know what the hell.
Well, he's got the combo anyway, so that's not a problem.
I just, I don't get that. If you're going to jack up, you want to hit it hard enough to bring it across to the other side rail.
Is he kicking it in? He's kicking it in.
He's kicking it. Yeah, which is fine. The only problem with kicking it is, maybe not such good cue ball control off of it, and. He looks like he got a little lucky here, but I'll tell you what, this situation's tricky to get on this 10-ball. I think he's probably going to shoot. Well, he's looking at the 6. Well, the 6 is tricky too. I think the 14-ball is going to be his best choice. Because the 6 and the 5 are both tricky to get position. 14-ball is pretty straightforward. That's just a soft draw across.
He's looking at 6-9. This is got to be a big stun to get to the 9.
I just don't understand that. Why didn't he shoot the 14-ball?
That was crazy because
an easy shot.
Well, the angle he had, he had barely an angle, and that's as hard as he could hit it to try and get that cue ball moving. It was just not enough.
I don't get trying that when you've got a shot that's really easy. The 14 to the 1 was very trivial shot, and instead he shoots something that good chance it's going to fail. I mean, if he would have cut it a little bit more, maybe he gets it over there. But why shoot that shot? Well, that's the first really bad mistake we've seen. He just flat out shot the wrong ball.
Mm-hmm. Convinced himself that he could stun across for that.
But that's a potentially a 2-game swing.
Oh yeah, he did. He played a combo 2. No, he didn't. He played a kick 2 seconds ago, didn't he? That's true. He never played was it the 1 ball onto that ball over the pocket? He could have played that.
Yeah, and I think that would have been a lot more controlled. I don't have any problem with kick shots, but
it's just the fact the cue ball ends up running loose.
The thing is he ended up with a fine shot on the 14. I mean, that was just a kind of a stun across to the other side rail and shoot the 1. That decision baffles me.
It's going to be 7-8. This is just a little bit dicey. That you can do something daft here. Got to get control of that cue ball.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a funny situation from the 7 to the 8. I think the play here is, to try to run the cue ball off that 7 and into the 6. And it's a little tricky. The other thing is trying to get past the 6 and just cut it. Yeah, that was a good shot. He used the 5-ball. That's smart using the 5-ball. I didn't think of that, but that's smart. That's what you want to do is you want to use other balls. I was saying 6, but the 5 was actually easier. You want to use balls to help you when you've got to get, in some gap, because those balls will help you control the speed of the cue ball. Albin's a good thinker. That's lucky, BS, and that's, oh gosh, we're already going to the mute. I mean, he's such an idiot. I mean, that wasn't lucky. That was a good shot. I mean, that's the shot Albin was playing. Yeah, I mean, Stubb has nobody to blame for losing this rack but himself for playing the wrong shot.
Yeah, this will get Albie all square, so he's got to back himself this next rack. And I don't think Albinario has potted a ball yet on the break. He's had nothing in the break.
Yeah, he's had nothing in the break, and it's 2-2. And, you know, this is how Stubbs going to lose this game, is doing the wrong thing. He's going to lose this match that way. And, you know, he may play pretty good, but he's still going to lose this match because Albin is going to torture him every time he does something stupid.
Right, let's see what he does, whether he changes his tact here.
Nope, he's sticking with this, so he's obviously practiced this, and
he's going even lower. He's going 8 to the 4. He's splitting them more or less.
No, he was dead on 8. Now, see, that's a problem. See where the cue ball is?
10's going in.
That's a problem, letting the cue ball. You've got to get the cue ball up towards the side pockets, even if you risk scratching. I mean, it's no good to have the cue ball down at one end of the table. And if you are going to have the cue ball at one end of the table, you're better off having it up at the top end of the table. The foot is you know, that's the worst place you can put it. So he's gonna try to be smart, and I don't think that was very effective because that combination is still on. It's not a hard combo.
Yeah, it would have been better in a different sort of line rather than as close as that. It's not going to cause a problem, that one.
Well, when you're going to play those little shots to tie things up, you really need to want to make sure that you get things tied up. I mean, you wanted an angle like the 6-9 is, where that's screwed. I mean, it's, maybe you can bank the 9, and that's about it. I mean,
see, the way I see it, looking at this break, to me, the break that Larry will do. I'd be surprised if Larry changes and does something down the sides of the pack. I'm more inclined to thinking Larry will break straight on the head ball and straight back. When you think about it, it's not that bad an idea because all the balls are all messing about at the top half of the table. The cue ball's coming well out away those back to the bottom rail and then back into the table. You're always...
A head ball break is always going to spread the balls more evenly as far as, keeping them off the rails. And but I will say the one thing, especially in VP, where you get some racks that maybe aren't so good, the head ball break won't work as well with a crappy rack. Mm-hmm. And that's the one consideration for going someplace else. But I would like to see more people try the head break and see what happens. Okay, well, that was a nice shot, but...
Well, he's
now here's where I'd shoot that combo. This is where I'd shoot that 12-11 combo. And, I mean, honestly, that little move that Albin made at the beginning of this game, that could lose him this game. I mean, that could be the move that loses him this game because he left a combo that's not very hard. Now, most people aren't used to shooting this kind of weird angle combo, but I've shot these a lot in real life. That 12-11 combo is a very easy combo.
He's going for the 5 after the 10.
Yeah, and this looks like it's going to be something crazy, and this is a mistake. This is a mistake. See, that's a mistake because he had a very easy combo.
Well, it's a good shot, though. He's got there.
The 5 ball goes. Well, it's not as bad a mistake as I thought, but, the thing is he could have easily just hooked himself on that 15 ball. I mean, it was a great shot, but he had that combination, which was very easy, and he's still going to need that combo after this. Maybe he'll be more comfortable shooting it with a little bit conventional angle.
Oh, dear.
Wow. And he was playing the combo. He got good on it.
Well, I don't know what he was trying to do with the cue ball as to why he would miss the 5. I mean, he must have been concerned about getting where he is right now to play that combo.
Yeah.
But I don't think he had to do an awful lot with the cue ball to get there to play that combo.
Yeah, when these balls are close together, you can shoot that combo from almost anywhere. Where he originally was, it was not a hard combination. I'm really surprised that he didn't shoot it then.
But these unforced errors, you can make the count on them. That's two good ones from Stubbs so far.
Now, what I would do here if I was Albin is I'm going forward left English and trying to run into that 6-9 and open those up, and then you've always got the combo you can shoot. Now, he did not do that. He's going straight for the combo, and I thought that was a good opportunity right there to open those balls up.
Because he's going to need them.
Wherever you land, you're going to have the combo. I mean, and yeah, he's going to need them. So he's going to kind of wait to get to him. He's probably going to try to get to him off of the 12 ball. Well, it might be the 3 ball because it's going to be hard to get on the 3 ball here. He may try to break him off the 12 ball as the first ball and take his chances whether he gets a shot on the 3. I just think, he passed up a good opportunity to move those balls when he was shooting the 10. He is trying to get on the 3. And see, this is all coming from the fact that he didn't take the opportunity that he had there. I mean, I think guys are so scared of combos. He's thinking he's got to get perfect on that combo, and he could have had to broken that 6-9 up and had the cue ball on the rail, and that combo's still really easy.
He's going too straight.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, at this point, you're almost better off playing for a bank shot on the 9 than trying to break this out. The only good thing about trying to break this out is that you've got 2 balls, so you've got 2 different balls you can shoot at next, and that gives you a big advantage if you can run into them. You're probably going to come up with a shot on one of them, and he does have an angle to get around the corner and get to them. You can get to those going forward with left English on this shot. He doesn't look like he's hitting it the right way. Yeah, he needed to juice that thing up. That was I don't know what the hell he was thinking there. Now he's got to shoot the bank shot on the 6.
I think he's trying to cut the 6, Steve. I think he can get there. Nudge the 9 out.
It might go. It's tight. I think you're right. I think he is going to try to cut it. It might go.
Yeah, he's just trying to spin it into it a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit the 9 first on this.
Yeah, not a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Not a problem.
No problem. I think he hit the 6 first.
Well, Albie finds his way out. But, that's Albie in the lead for the first time, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was a good out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, Stubb gave it away by shooting the wrong shot. Or missing the ball, I'm sorry.
Right.
Wrong shot was last time. So that's another big mistake was he missed the 5 ball.
And he hasn't remapped his replay button. Yeah, he's
here we go again.
Well, this time the cue ball's in the bottom half of the table, and he's dry again. I didn't hear anything go. This ain't working, Albie.
Well, he made the 15, but that doesn't do you any good.
No, that's back up. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the 15 is the one ball that does you no good.
how many breaks do you? That's the question for the rest of this match. How many dry breaks do you have to get from the same position when you're breaking before suddenly the bell rings in your head and you say, "I'm maybe breaking from the wrong place tonight."
Yeah,
let's try something different.
Hey, I hit 2 or 3 really solid breaks and don't have success, and I'm moving. I'm changing speed, or I'm changing where the ball is, maybe moving it back off the head string a little further, or I'm moving the position, or I'm hitting a different ball. I'm doing something different if I'm not making balls.
No hair pig, because it's first of all, I think the main reason for that is you can't make a cribbage out of the 15. The 15 is always the last ball.
Yeah, the rules is that the 15 doesn't count until it's the only ball left on the table.
Yeah. It's just so it's just effectively the same as potting a ball in the break and not making the cribbage ball. You're always going to end up giving it to your opponent. So Stubb has to reply.
And honestly, I made up a rule to make this game work because the BCA rules, the original BCA rules, did not have rules that would work for cribbage because they didn't handle what happens when each player has 4 cribbages. So I'm the one that came up with the idea that the 15 respots. That's how I solved that problem because the rules didn't have that.
Well, just out of curiosity, Steve, then, if you said you've done that, then what's the BCA rules for cribbage then in a 4-4 tie? A re-rack?
Well, they didn't specify. They were just incomplete. That's what I'm saying. They didn't work.
That's a bit weird.
Incomplete. Now, they may not look like that now. I mean, I helped Bob Jewett rewrite the BCA rules a long time ago. There was a rewrite of them, and I helped him with it. I don't remember whether the cribbage was fixed at that time or not.
Sammy, what are you referring to by saying the 15 ball is respotted? In VP4 it's respotted because Steve said he put that in as a rule. Are you saying the BCA rules are there for cribbage and are now amended to say the 15's respotted? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If it says that now, then that was probably the change made when Jude and I redid the rules that got added in. Jew's done a bunch of stuff. I mean, he's done some things with physics. He's done a lot of different things.
So Stubbs had the 4. He's on the 11 on the break. 13 2's right in the middle of the table. 13 across the side. 1 14. 1 up the table. 14 at the top of the table. So what one's down here? We've got the 12-3 down here, so that's a bailout cribbage, if ever there was one, lying down the bottom of the table here. Stubbs looking good here.
Well, really, the only reason that Albin's not up in this match is his break.
Yep.
Stubb has made 2 mistakes, and Albin's made 0. And it's a tie game because Albin has broken dry every single time.
Yep, and I wonder, as I say, if it's going to suddenly click and he's going to try something different. He stick with the same thing,
He might have made a ball once, but he's had at least, I think he's had 3 dry breaks. He might have broken 4 times at this point. Well, Hairpig, I can't disagree with that, but I kind of thought it was funny when I changed the rules and got this game to work, but it does, the game does seem to actually play pretty good. It's a pretty good competitive game, and we've seen a lot of good matches so far in this thing, so maybe in spite of that, it's still a pretty good game. Cobra's going to bed. Too many gin and tonics.
Right, good night, Cobra. You can watch the rest of it tomorrow.
Up at 4 a.m. Yeah, well, that'll do it.
Yeah, well, I know how he feels.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I mean, this is 9:30 is late for getting up at 4 a.m. and you've got to get those hours in. Yeah,
let's see what he does here. He kind of takes a whack at it. It looks like he's going to come out pretty good. He's probably going to shoot the 6-9. And that's all he needs is a 6-9. So, I mean, the question here is he going to try to run into the 15 or is he going to try to avoid it? He could go behind the 9 and shoot the 9 down in the corner if he wants. If he's not going to do that, I think he needs to run into the 15. And he chose to run into 15, and I like the way he hit it because he didn't hit it hard enough where he was going to push it on top of the 9.
Now, is he
could have
cutting
used
this
to
or
get a little
banking it?
more.
I think he's banking it by the look of it.
He might be banking it, but you know, this is fine. This is an easy bank shot. It's an easy cut too. I'd probably cut this myself, but I mean, either way, watch out. Whoa. That could have gone all wrong there.
7 ball in the break. 8 ball gets kicked by the 2. 8 ball is dead.
Okay, Hairpig, you can do the lucky CS again. Because
now you see there's Stubb, but it only took him, well, it took him longer than I thought, but he's had a blast there, and
well, he didn't really have a shot, I guess. I didn't see it. I didn't notice exactly what the situation was.
Well, the 8 ball was up in the top rail here, and he was blocked completely from getting to it, so he just had a smack and a hope, and this is playing into Albie's hands. Albie's been waiting. He's been waiting long enough for this to happen.
Yeah, but if you're going to do a smack and a hope, at least try to make it an educated smack and a hope. I mean, he did get the 8 ball moving, which, you know, that is what you want to do if you're smacking and hoping, but at least have an idea which direction it's going to go. Well, this is an interesting rack here.
Albinario's getting first go here.
Yeah.
But there's work to do, though. I mean, the way these balls are lined up, it all looks so good, but he's got to...
But this is what Albin's good at. I mean, this is, you know, what Albin is good at. This is why he was so good at straight pools. He's able to deal with this kind of stuff. I mean, this game's a little trickier than straight pool. You can't shoot any ball. A lot more like 8 ball than straight pool, really. But I'm sure Albin plays good 8 ball too. You know, he's going to figure out a way. He's funny on the 2. He can go 11-4.
Yeah, I've been looking to see that was the 11 ball, so the...
I mean, if he's going to shoot the 2, he's got to go forward and behind the 8 ball and out for the 13. I think he's going to shoot at the 11 here. Probably shoot the 4 in the side pocket, but he could go back for the corner.
It looks as if he's coming around and out, and yeah, he's coming around and out to avoid it, and he's got a nudge. He's still got a shot, though.
He didn't hit that well, but he got away with it. He almost got by it. He just got a little too deep into that corner. I think it was a good idea. I like playing it that way. I mean, it's less speed sensitive the way he played it than playing on the side, but I'm sure Stubbs saying lucky.
So 14-1 isn't a problem. 13-2 is available. 2's just sort of in that spot near the 8 ball, but there's loads of room to get on it. And what's that? The 9 and the 7 are tied up. Where's this cue ball going?
He's fine. He kind of jacked up, kind of did a little quick draw on that. He might be thinking 13-2 or 5-10 next. Let's see where he lands. Yeah, that's the thing, is he can play shape on the 13-5 and then kind of pick which one he wants. Yeah, I think he's probably going to play the 2 ball here, and I think that's the best shot, because it's pretty easy to get shape on the 13 from the 2. I'd be surprised if he plays anything other than that.
Now what's he on? He's on 3 cribbages at the moment, so he just needs these 2 open cribbages, and that's him
Yeah, and that
Long
was
and
really
dry.
well hit. See, he used almost all English there to hold that ball, and that's the consistent way. You know, you can play a lot of different tip positions on that. More draw, less English, no English, all draw. All English or close to all English is usually going to be a better choice on that type of shot because it's more consistent.
Now that
You
shot
know,
there was actually quite clever because he didn't need to break those balls. Now it's clever in one way because he did land on the 10 if he wanted it. It could have gone ugly, but he's got away with it.
yeah, that was pretty safe if you know the line you're going to take on the cue ball. I mean, you didn't want to hit
Right.
just one ball there. You wanted to hit both of them.
He ain't changing. He ain't
No.
changing. Here we go again.
Oh, that might have been a second ball break. I didn't see where it hit. No, he's aimed at the third.
Still
That's
the
got to be
same.
a third. Yeah,
Still the same result.
He got the cue ball coming up table though, so that was better. But he's dry. I mean, yeah. You got to wonder how many times he's going to do that before he changes, because he's keeping Stubb in the match by dry breaking.
So 13 ball goes down this bottom of the table here. It goes past the 7, no problem. 2 balls in the open. He could play the 2 and come back for the 13. I don't see a problem with that. What else have we got down this end of the table? Well, we've got the 9 in the side rail, and the 6 is blocked by the 14 into the side, but it goes into a corner. You've got the 7 and 8 at either end of the table, but they've both got pockets to go into it. Yeah, he's played for the 13. Where's the 11 ball? I can't see the 11 ball for looking at it. Is that gone?
No, it's on the side rail.
Oh, there it is. Right, couldn't see it. Right, so you've got the 11-4 as well. So again, this is a run out for Stubb. I can't see where he can find a problem in this table.
No, I mean he should be out here. He's probably going to just roll this 5 ball.
I still don't understand Albinario's logic with this break. He's had enough breaks now and enough dry ones to make a move and do something different. He's done nothing different. It's always been the third ball, pretty much.
Well, he's a little funny here. He could play shape on the 4, which gives him the 9-6-2 if he gets funny here. He's just going to hit a little kill shot. I'm not sure about that.
I think he played for the 8.
Yeah, that wasn't so wonderful.
Yeah, and he's blocked himself.
Well, he's okay. He just shoots the 12 and takes the cue ball straight across. Now, this one you can't hit with just English. You're going to have to, I'd actually probably hit this shot with straight draw, because if you put English on this and kind of get away from you, this is kind of just a stun draw straight across. Yeah, the problem at this angle is English isn't going to take enough to get it on the right side of the 4-6-14, so he's going to hit a stun shot here. And this isn't a difficult shot. It's easy shape. And that was well played.
Now, does he go inside? I think he's going inside and around the corner and out behind the 8 ball.
No, he's going to go 12-3. He's going to go inside and hit it easy.
That's
the right shot. He came out crappy on it. He hit the rail first, which is why it came out in the position it was.
He's straight, but he's fine.
Yeah, if you hit the ball first, he would have been down on the end rail. So he's okay. I mean, he's just going to take it as it lays. And then he'll have the 1-14 or the 7-8, whichever he chooses.
Are you having a senior moment here, Pig? So, Stubbs certainly had at least 2 run-outs from Albinario's dry breaks. This is one of them.
Oh, I got to take a call. Hang on.
Yeah. And Stubb just straight into the head of the pack. Ball in the break as well. Although they haven't broke that great. What went there? The 14.
Oh boy.
The one ball. The one ball went. That's what it was. He's trying to clip the 14 in. That was a good effort. That's probably a combo. That now that 14.
There will be 7 balls left on the table. Yeah. 3 cribbages and a 15, and then you spot the 15 again.
Yeah.
That's what you're missing, is you spot the 15 in that case where you need an extra cribbage. Well, what happened here? Oh, okay, I missed it. He wasn't able to make the companion ball. This table's a mess.
Yeah, really ugly.
Well, this will be interesting to see if Albin can get out here. This may be the first rock Albin's not able to get out on. I mean, I'm not saying it's not doable, but it's going to be a task, as this is pretty screwed up.
Interesting thing about that I was listening to on the YouTube channel today. They were interviewing Jack at the Open. He was doing his press conference, and they were asking what he thought of this LIV golf thing. And they said him and Greg Norman have disagreements on what it is and what it's trying to do. But the thing that interests me is Greg Norman didn't get the invitation for the past champions event that they're doing. So you've got Jack there, you've got Lee Trevino's there, Gary Player's there, Baldo's there. There's a lot of champions there, but Greg Norman's not been invited. Now, to me, is that not a bit inconsiderate from the point of view that the golfers that have signed up to this other organisation have been allowed to play in the Open, yet Greg Norman's not been allowed or invited to the championship thing?
It's just being shitty.
Yeah,
and, I mean, the R&A is being influenced by the DP Tour, and the DP Tour is the puppet of the PGA Tour since they signed that deal.
Yeah.
So it's, the Europeans, they don't want to do the deal with the devil, because they could have done a deal with LIV, and they decided that they were going to be, a PGA Tour puppet, which I don't know if that's better or worse. I'm not going to comment on that, but that's what they decided to do. They sold their soul to the PGA Tour.
Well, that's that combo. Oh, now was that that wasn't to make the cribbage? I don't know what Stubb did there. I think he was trying to make the combo, but he actually missed the ball, and then he hit it in the way back. I think he was trying to cut the 7 onto the 14 because it wasn't a cribbage ball.
Well, Hairpig, I'm not sure what you're trying to say here, because if you look at a game like 9-ball, you can make 8 balls and miss the 9 and hang it in the pocket, and your opponent has to make 1 ball and they win. So, I mean, I don't see it being that funny. I mean, if you want to get a game that's going to be the most fair, it's probably straight pull. There's nothing. You're not getting anything easy in a game of straight pull.
No, let's have a look at this 3-ball, because I think that 8 balls. There's enough room. It goes.
Albie's still going, and Albie could get run out here. I mean, he's dealt with a lot of problems on this rack.
Well, he's coming up table for the
see whether he can really get there or not here.
10 ball. I'm surprised that that he didn't take the 8 and just drop onto the rail for the 7.
Well, you know, that 3 ball will go off the carom. And because of that, you know, you could play a 9-3 combo and not worry about missing it. You just got to make sure you cut that 3 ball to the right so that it hits the 8, because it's going in. It is going in off that 8 ball.
Yeah, he is playing the 7 now, though, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and play the 7. But those little details are important, you know, because you think, oh, shoot, the combo's no good on that 3 ball. It's real tight. But if you realize that you can cut it back against the 8, then it's a real big target. So he did realize he could cut it back against the 8. I'm a little surprised he played it that way, but he did realize that.
Well, that's confused me because I thought he was just going to hit that clean and pot the 7.
Well, the thing that screwed him up is I believe the 8 ball came out and hit the 12. I mean, he was, you know, he would have been dead on his position, and you know, but you got to know that those balls are going to move, and he came out of it okay. I mean, he's going to get out this rack. I mean, this is impressive getting out on this rack.
That's going to catch the point.
Well, I guess I just commentator Kirsten there.
Yeah, that was always a dicey little cut.
Yeah, and you know that just happened because he didn't plan for the 8 to hit the 12.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to shoot the 12 there and then play the combination on the 9-3 off the 8 combo. I'm not sure why he didn't play the 12, because he had a pretty good look at the 12 there.
Well, the only thing that that makes a difference here is that Stubbs got an opportunity, and he's I don't know whether he has to move anything here. The 13 goes. I don't think he has to move anything here. He just has to walk the cue ball, and he's got a chance of having a 2-rack lead here.
Yeah, and you know, this is one of the first mistakes Albie's made, and it wasn't a huge mistake. I mean, he ended up missing a tough shot because he played a complex one and didn't see the 8 hitting a 12. I mean, that kind of stuff can happen. So, you know, the fact that Stubbs still ahead, I think it still all just comes back to the break. I mean, Albin's got to stop breaking dry, because he's not going to win the match if he keeps doing that. I mean, I would expect if he keeps breaking the same way that eventually... Oh, that was the second miss. Okay, I missed that with all the LIV talk.
But how long is eventually, though, Steve? That's the question.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's practiced cribbage and broke like that a bunch of times, so I'm sure he's got some history of breaking that way. It's just... how
long is he going to wait? You know, he might be too far behind before he starts getting ideas of changing the break. Unless he's determined to stick with it at all costs, regardless.
God, I'll tell you, you know, pool is one of those things where there's some voodoo involved. And, you know, I mean, the fact that there's voodoo on virtual pool is just a testament to the realism of it. I mean, 'cause, you know,
it gets inside your head, Steve, same as real life.
In real life, I mean, it's incredible how many times you have situations where, you know, stuff like this happens, where, you know, you just can't make balls in the break and everything was fine. And I remember watching a match with Mika Inman against Shane. And Mika, you know, he knew that the thing with Shane breaks better than everybody else. So he came up with this plan that they were going to play with the Magic Rack 10 ball. And Mika sat there and practiced for a month with the Magic Rack 10 ball. And they got in this match. It was a race to 100, I believe. And Mika could not make a ball on the break. And Shane just killed him, beat him by, I don't know, 30 or 40 games. Wow. And, you know, the reality of it was that no matter how much you practice something like that, it still can just jump up and bite you. it's the break is a voodoo kind of shot.
Well, the voodoo worked on Stubb this time because he's broken came up dry. And look at the table.
Yeah, the table's beautiful.
Oh,
he's looking 9-ball to 6, I think. I like that move. His only problem is the 2 and 4, and you'd like to get to the 8-ball fairly soon, just because once you get that 8-ball out of the way, when you make the well, you know what? Where that 13 is, you can play the cue ball into the 4 and then shoot the 2. That's not really a problem. Yeah, that's a pretty easy situation there. He can do whatever he wants here. He should be able to run out.
14 on the side rail, 1 into the side, so not a problem with those.
Yeah, he's got a lot of options. He may not even need to go to the 13-2, but it's there if he wants it.
Now, does he want to drop down for the 10 right now when he's got the opportunity to do that, or is he going to stay in the table? He looks as if he's staying in the table, top end.
No, he looks like he's shooting a 12-ball.
Oh, he's shooting a 12? I thought he's taking the 1.
Yeah.
He might do it now. Nope.
Yeah, we'll see. He may take the 13 here and run into the 4. It's either that or, you got to come down table for the 7. And there is some danger in trying to come down to the table for the 7, because you can get yourself hooked behind that 14 ball. You can get hooked behind the 15 ball. I think if you run into the 11, you're pretty safe. But, if you glance off of it, it could be ugly. He's going to stay away from it for now. I think that's wise. The more balls you get out of the way that are potential balls that are going to cause you problems going from the 8 to the 7, the better. And he's not even going to do that. He's going to go 10-5. And then he's probably going to go 8-7 or 7-8. And that's all he really needs, right? 10-5, 7-8.
Yeah.
Well, he's got himself a little funny on this 5-ball. Let's see what he does here. He's going to come across, I think. Yep. And that's where having good touch and stuff, he's not worried at all about hooking himself. I mean, I know, me on VP, I'd probably hook myself on the 15.
Oh, yeah, everybody would do. I'd do that. I'd hook myself.
Yeah, he's just got good touch, I mean, he hit the ball the right way. It's kind of a spin kill shot.
So it's going to go back to a 1-rack lead, and, well, dare we say it, Albinario is going to be breaking again.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to do the same thing. He looks like he's committed to this.
Here we go.
Yep. Here we go again, same thing.
And same result. No, 7. No. 7's gone, but he's blocked in 8.
Yeah, well, see where the cue ball is? You've got to get the cue ball up in the middle of the table, side pocket or a little above it. I mean, I'm not saying you can't come up with a shot breaking like that, but the odds are better if the cue ball is up higher and more towards the middle. Higher is probably more important than exactly in the middle, but the middle is ideal. The way he's breaking, he's leaving the cue ball down here at this end of the table a lot, and I just don't think that's a good way to break.
But it's unusual for most of the balls to end up at the opposite end of the table from where they broke. There's only there's obviously the 7's been respotted, but
it's that 28 mile an hour break, and he hit that combination well, and it didn't go in. It's the side break usually is going to have a lot more clusters, and it still does, but at that high speed, it's not as severe. I mean, he's hitting the balls really hard. I mean, they're not always going to all go up table like that. But the problem is that there's not going to be a lot of, when you leave the ball down at the foot, towards the foot string, the foot spot, or it's just gonna be less chance that you're gonna have a shot. Middle of the table gives you the best chance. And really, when you're playing pool, if you watch guys play pool that are good players, they play shape for middle of the table a lot because middle of the table is usually pretty good on most layouts. I mean, obviously there's balls that, that doesn't work on, but watch out. Well, there it was. There was the uncontrolled slammer. That's what we've been waiting to see Stubb do. Look at how many balls spotted.
Yeah, this is getting ugly on this table. And
well, he just wasted a great opportunity.
Well, if Albie's taking this too, he's got to get himself the angle. I think on this 13, he can't be dead straight in this 13. He needs to be sort of squarish on this 13 to get into them.
Yeah, he definitely wants to be able to break them out.
Needs to keep going. He's got a slight angle, but he's not. I think he's lucky he moves the 10 and the 9.
That's no good. But he's got the 11 and the 4 because that 11 ball combo is dead. So he doesn't have to. And the 12-3 is available. I mean, he does not have, and actually the 14-1 is available too. That 14 ball goes. So he can make 1, 2, 3. He can make 4 cribbages here without touching any of those balls.
Where does the 14 go, Steve?
It goes in the corner.
Well, it does now.
Well, no, it went before he did that. I looked at it. It definitely went. But he's just he solved that problem. He can get to everything now.
Here's this combo coming in a second or two.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's going to play the 4-11. And then I don't know if 12-3 is quite as simple as it used to be. No, the 10 ball is blocking down there, but he's got plenty of other holes that'll go in. I'd be thinking 12-3 next, but he may have other ideas. I like to do like straight pool and kind of stay in one area.
Yeah, but you see, Albinario is doing all the right things. Again, make sure you know where you're going before you make this cribbage. And he's had a good look round, so he knows where he's going. I don't know whether he planned in a double kiss there, though.
Yeah, I think he was playing 12-3, and he may modify that now because he's got too much angle on the 12. Yeah, he's going to change plans. But yeah, he'll get out here. That's again, the first scratch off a ball slam.
Just giving a good little study.
Well, actually, it's the second scratch off a ball slam, but the first one he was kicking at the ball, so we'll give him a hall pass on that one.
I'm just of the opinion Albinario needs to change this break. I just think the percentage of success he's had with it is so bloody low that to persist with it all night and hope it's going to change, I think he's, he's going to get deeper and deeper into the match, and the deeper it's going, and he's looking over his shoulder. In fact, he's not looking over his shoulder; he's chasing Stubbs' tail at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. The biggest problem with that break really isn't making balls, although he hasn't done that well. It's the fact that, where the cue ball is if he does make balls, it's not as good a chance of having a shot at the cribbage.
Yeah, I'm just amazed he hasn't tweaked it and changed it and thought, I'll go over this side and do something. Goodness me. Well, there you go. He had a tied ball game staring him right in the face there, and he's sold out.
He was playing shape on the 10, I think, and it just got away from him. That was a brutal scratch.
Oh, good evening to Sylvia.
I think he probably drew it more than he meant.
Just get a little bit more
to the rail, and boy, that's brutal.
Yeah, and combine that mistake there with the fact that he's still breaking dry, then it's not looking rosy in Albinario's corner at the moment.
Well, I mean, Stubbs played okay. I mean, you got to give him credit, but Albin has outplayed him except for the break.
It's a given that Stubb, if the balls are there, Stubb's going to find his way out. But, unless he has to do something silly, and you're always guaranteed Stubb's going to pot balls all night. It's the daft things that will let him down, but it's been aided by and abetted by Albie's dry break and that big mistake there, unforced error.
Stubb did not get the angle he needed to move this 14-1. If he had a little different angle, this would be ideal. So he may not get out here. I mean, he's going to have to deal with those balls to win this rack.
Yeah, he'll probably right now be trying to get on that 12 ball to play the breakout. I don't think he'll play the 3 and try and get on the 12. I think he'll come round behind the 3 with the angle he's got.
The 12 is a good ball.
Oh no, that's the 13. That's the 15 I'm looking at there. I thought that was the 13.
Oh. The 12's a good ball. The 12's a good ball to break the 14-1. You get some angle and go 2 rails into it. You can't really. It's no good for 2 rails now.
Oh, I think you can go up and down here, and I think you can just go straight off the rail and up and down.
But this is a little tricky getting the line. I mean, that was not an easy shot to get the line on that, and he did not.
I'm not really sure what Stubb did play there, whether he tried to go a couple of rails and into those balls and still be on the 3.
Well, he can hit this 14 with a soft draw with English, and I think he might maybe even hit the 15 ball, which you wouldn't want to. But I think a little soft draw here with some spin, and he can catch that 14 and knock the 1 out. Now he's probably going to blast it, but I would do the little softy here.
Yeah, a little softer with the spin. Let it take. Yeah, he's went for the.
Well, it's predictable. He blasted it, and it's just that's just a lot harder shot to blast it like that. I mean, it's all right. Well, does the 1 ball go?
Now, does that 15?
I don't think the 1 ball. The 1 ball may go. It's real tight past the 15 now. I mean, that would be the shot.
Yeah,
shooting the 1, but I don't. I'll tell you what. He could make this. Take the cue ball and hit the 15. Bank the 1. Run the cue ball into the 15 and get it out of the way. This shot is doable.
Well, it's a narrow gap, but I think that's what he's trying to do. Cut this across.
Yeah. The problem is you've got a lot of interference between the cue ball and the 15 ball potentially going to hit it. But this shot will go. If it was Efren shooting it, you could almost count it. Yeah, he didn't get it opened up enough. That was a shot that you really had to spin it and get it to open up. He hit it a little bit on the firm side because it's going to open more if you hit it easier. And I'm not sure he went max English, but he needed max English to get that ball open.
Well, it's Albinario. It's going to be breathing a sigh of relief. I know that.
Well, you got to give credit for shooting the right shot, though. I mean, Stubb did shoot the right shot there. I mean, unfortunately, he shot the wrong shot to try to break those balls out. I think if he would have shot the little softy, you would have had a much better chance of breaking out those balls and not having to shoot that bank.
Well, Stubbs already worked out his tactic the next time. He says, next time I'll blast it.
Isn't that what just happened? Oh, I guess he's talking about the 1 ball.
Look at the way this rack's tilted to the left as we look, or the right, sorry.
And as soon as you tell him, hey, Albin broke different.
There you go.
Ball break.
There you
Did
go.
you see that?
Yeah,
he
there
finally
you go.
broke different.
Yeah.
I don't like where the cue ball ended up, but I think it went up to the end of the table and came back.
But he's got two cribbages. He's got a 4-9-5 cribbage here. This 5 will go if he kicks the 4 onto the 9.
It's either that or bank or cut the 8. I think he's probably gonna. Well, let's see. Does this go? Well, I don't know if this goes. The 5 is getting overcut. It probably will go, but it's a little tight. I think the 9 ball will throw over enough, it'll go.
Right.
Well,
You're right.
he hit it too hard. Well, I think it would have gone if you hit it easier. The problem is you don't get the throw. The harder you hit it, the less it throws. He needed to hit that easier, and I think it would have gone in. Plus, the pocket's bigger when it's hit easier. I mean, that was just hit the wrong way. I think he could have made that.
Well, that was the first genuinely successful break by Albie, having 2 balls in the break that sort of went pear-shaped immediately.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised Alvin shot that way, because I would have thought he would have known better. I can't imagine he doesn't know that the balls throw more when you hit them easier.
Well,
and I'm sure he knows that the pocket's bigger when the ball's going slower. I mean, it might not have rattled even at that angle if it would have been going slower. Oh, boy.
Now, what exactly Stubb playing for here? Because I'm a bit confused.
Well, I mean, he's got the 12-3, although it's not so simple where the 3 is going to go. I mean, he can play the 10-5 or the 5-10. I mean, that's doable. Use the 3 ball for a combo, or you can. Well, I don't like this shot. Now, see, that's just too difficult playing rail first on that. If you're going to shoot that shot and you're not going to shoot the combo, then you go to the left side of the 5 and spin it down there, which is a fairly consistent shot. The problem with going rail first on that shot is the angle it comes out on and the speed has a lot to do with how much of that 5 ball you clip. And that was a very poor choice.
Well, Albie's looking around here, but he's got to be playing either the 5-10 or the 8-7.
Yeah, well, that was Albin gifted it to him, and Stubb turned around and gifted it right back. And both players that rack made poor choices, and honestly, they were both pretty shocking choices to me. I mean, if the thing was if you didn't like hitting that little draw spin shot off the left side of the 5, you could have shot the combination with the 3. You had choices.
Yeah, Stubb will do it his way. But
his way is going to end up being a loss. I mean, he is lucky at 6-6 the way this match has gone so far. Well, I'm expecting Albin's just going to pull away at some point, when he stops breaking dry.
Well, I think he knows he's had a bit more success on that last break he's had, although it didn't go well for him to start with. But he might well stick with that idea rather than back to his supposed tried and tested break, which hasn't worked at all.
No, I think that's a good break head on. I mean, once in a while when you get a slug or a semi-slug, it may not work out for you, but, those are going to be the minority of the racks.
But Albinario's in the process of a comeback here from 6-4 down to go into the lead.
Yeah, and aided and abetted by Stubb.
Stubb thinks he should be 4 or 5 games ahead.
No, he's got it the wrong way.
It's the wrong way around, yeah.
Albin's the one that should be 4 or 5 games ahead, not Stubb. I mean, if Albin was breaking halfway decent, because, Stubb's considering, well, I didn't get out and I should have. Well, that's true. You should have got out, but you did something stupid, and that's why you didn't. I mean, he has not had bad luck. He continues to think he has. But
sticking with his new break, Albie. And, he's got a ball. Well,
Yeah,
he's got another ball.
I don't like how hard the cue ball's coming back. He just needs to move his tip down just a teeny bit, like maybe a quarter Q-tip. I don't have a problem with it coming back to the end rail like that, but it's got too much speed going forward. Now, this is the kind of rack I was talking about where, you know, the balls didn't separate good. And that's the one danger with the
straight on break.
Straight on break is that if you get a rack that's not very good, this is what's going to happen. But, you know, he's still got a ball in. He's shooting now.
He's going to leave 114 next, I would think. Is he? Or?
Well, he's got to shoot the 2 next. He's got to shoot the 2 next because he's on 2 cribbages.
Oh, right, that's right. I didn't even realize that. 2 in the break.
I think he'll go 2 and then 4-11. And with the 11 ball, you got a chance to spread the rack. So you just want to get pretty straight in on this 4 so that you can, you know, you could almost just stop it. It would be better to go forward just a teeny bit here.
I think he's fine the way he's landed there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think he'll go forward just a little, give himself a little more angle, and then you can go ahead and open this rack up.
Just finish about there. Somewhere on that sort of line would be ideal.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's looking at, but I would just be looking, for sure I'd be looking to break the rack up here. Because it's just a little bit too congested to try to pick it apart. I mean, that 5, 12, 15 is and the 6 and the 1. Yeah, he's going to move balls here. So you kind of got to decide whether you're going forward or backwards here. I like backwards.
He might try and chip away from the 15 and still hold the 5. I think that's what he had in mind there, and it hasn't worked out.
I didn't like the way he hit that. The way that was sitting, forwards was going to break him better, but backwards was safer. And what he did, he took a chance there. I think that was the worst way to hit it because he could have ended up locked up there.
I think that's why he was looking at the shot before he went down to play it. I'm sure he tried to hold for that 5 ball there.
Yeah, the reason why I wouldn't have gone forward, even though it was going to break him better, is that the cue ball would have headed after it hit the 5, would have headed towards the pocket, maybe towards the end rail, and maybe isn't going to come out in a great spot. Coming back, for sure, you were going to come out with a shot. And I think, you know, when you play straight pool and you have enough times when you go into racks and you end up like locked up or not having shots, you know, that's when you start thinking a little bit more about, should I go forward? Should I go backwards? How hard should I hit it? And Albin's played enough straight pool. I'm a little surprised he hit it that way.
Right.
But he got away with it, so it's all good now.
Well, we're at a critical stage in this rack here because he's obviously got the 9 ball and the 6 ball to play for up table.
Well, he's looking at coming backwards here. I don't like coming backwards. I like going forwards here. I mean, you've got to juice up the spin, but now I'll tell you something about this shot going forwards. If you're going to go forward on that shot, you can actually get it to go around the quarter deeper by putting just straight side spin. A lot of people don't realize this. You know, they'll put top inside on that. But that kind of shot there, if you really want the ball to open up and get into the corner and tighten up there, it's better to hit just straight side.
Well, Albie's got himself to the position where he wants to be. It's 4 in a row for Albinario. And sticking with a change break, 2 balls in the break again.
Yeah, and the cue ball was a little better that time. I mean, it still came down a little far, but, you know, that was definitely better.
And he's got...
He's only got 1 ball in the break, or according to the cribbages. What happened? Oh, he made a cribbage on the break. That's why. He made 3 balls. Yeah, that's why there's only 1 cribbage. He made a cribbage on the break.
Yeah, that's why I'm even more confused. Look, I was going to say, Steve, there's 3 balls missing. Where did they went? Yeah, he's got a cribbage. That's the first in tournament that we've seen a cribbage in the break.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, I got it. Okay, so you know he's probably out here. I mean, this table is sitting pretty good.
Well, Albinario finally saw the light of day by taking my advice. He was a bit late in doing it, but he's getting a lot more success since he changed the brake.
Yeah, I mean it's just I think the head-on brake is good. He just needs to slow the cue ball down just a touch, and
Well,
he's
I mean,
golden.
let's be diplomatic, Steve. Any brake is good as long as balls are going in.
Well, I disagree. I disagree
and you keep
because
a hold of the cue ball.
you've got to get the cue. You want to get the cue ball in the place that gives you the best chance of making a ball, and that's really true in any game where you're breaking and trying to make balls. I mean, it's critical in 9-ball and 10-ball that you put the cue ball in a good spot where you have the best chance of getting a shot on a low ball. I mean, pros sit there and practice breaks. Some of these guys are breaking 6, 8, even 10 hours a day working on their breaks because it's so critical.
Stubb summarizes it all up in one sentence, well, 2 sentences. Lucky pattern again with position, and then he says, this game of luck and noobs. Oh dear. Albinario's got his thinking cap on. 3-ball for the cribbage to take it to 4. Little nudge in the 15. And now, does that 13 pass the 4? Yes, it does. You can get a bus pass there. So he's home and dry for a 3-rack lead here.
Yeah, and this was pretty predictable that eventually he was going to pull ahead when he started breaking better.
He spent the first half of the match giving Stubb encouragement. That's what he's basically done with that duck break.
Yeah, and if you guys think I'm jesting about how much pros practice their break, I mean, Shane, the way he learned to break good is he got a thing called a break rack, which lets you break over and over and over again. I've got one, and Shane was there 8 hours a day till his hands were raw with that thing. Dennis Okoye, when Dennis Okoye couldn't beat Shane because he couldn't break good enough, he started practicing his break 6 hours a day. He was staying with a buddy of mine when we had a tournament at Hard Times. After the tournament, got home at 1 a.m., he broke for 2 hours on the guy's table at home. After he played 4 tournament matches that day. So, the pros understand that the break is really the most important shot in the game, and they practice it relentlessly.
I don't know where this conversation came from, but there was obviously somebody will probably know who made this quote, but it's a well used quote. The more I practice, the luckier I get, and
that's a great quote.
There's a fair bit of truth in it. You put in the hours, sooner or later you're going to get something from that, or you should expect to.
Yeah, and another quote I like is, a house is built brick by brick. What everybody sees is, when the final few bricks are put in, it's like, wow, geez, you got good all of a sudden. What happened? But it was the years of work and placing those brick by brick is, people don't see that. People don't realize that. But the guys that are good spend tremendous amounts of time practicing.
Yeah. Now, Albinario's given some serious thinking here because we've got work to do at the top of the table. Either player's got work to do if they're going to pick their way through this slot. I don't think that's a combo. Well, it's slightly offline, but the 7-11 can be made if it needs to be. The 10's there, but the 5's in the line.
Yeah, if you can get on the 14 ball and the 4 ball and figure out how to get out towards the middle of the table, obviously that 7-11's pretty good looking stuff. I think you've got a pretty good chance with the 10-5 breaking out the 5. I'm not a fan of that, having to break a ball out to hit it, but if you get an angle on the 10, you know, you can go into the 15-6 and back up into the 12 to move that 5 ball.
Well,
The cue ball will do that. It'll come off that 15-6 and you know, probably more to the 6 and catch the 12. I mean, you're going to have to be drawing the cue ball, obviously, but it's going to go sideways first. He could shoot the 10 and draw it into the 5 right here, and that's a nice controlled shot. Or he could play the 14. I don't like playing the 7-11 first. I don't like this. I'd play the 4 or the 10 before I shot at this one. I think he's going to try to roll through.
Well, he's gone through too far.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a bad idea. It wasn't a bad idea. He just didn't hit it very good.
Now, obviously, he can pot the 4. It's a blind pocket cut. He's hitting the 10. He's bound to be on the 8 and the 7. I don't see this going wrong. It's all about the pot.
Well, he can move the 5 here if he wants, because it'll go 10, 15, 5 if he hits it enough top, just like that.
Yeah, that's wide open now. That was a good shot.
See, and he realized if he went forward, he was going to split those. I mean, that was a planned shot, and it was nice and under control. He did it in a way that, you know, he wasn't going to lose the cue ball, that he was going to have a shot on the 8. I mean, you know, not a whole lot can go wrong if you know, hit a shot that way. And that's the problem with Stubb. Stubb would have hit that hard, and then, you know, who knows what's happening.
Well, Albinario is on a roll here. What's this going to be? 6 in a row? It's going to be 6 in a row from 6-4 down.
Did you see the comment by Elo Kente?
Yeah, I think he's depressed.
Well, what do they call the definition of crazy? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result?
Exactly, and you have to change. You have to adapt.
And Stubb is stuck in that loop. He's stuck in the I'm going to do the same thing every time loop, and it's just, you know, we're seeing at world championship after world championship, he can't beat guys like Albin or Colborough because he continues to play the same way.
Yeah.
And certainly in a game like this, I mean, he's got a better chance in 9-ball or 10-ball because those games, you know, lend itself more to how he plays. But he doesn't really, you know.
Well, the thing is,
8-ball or straight ball or this, you know.
You know, the 9-ball, he doesn't. He can play. He can play the real loose way that he's always played and get away with it a lot of times. You know, because there's obviously less balls on the table, and he can pot a ball from pretty much anywhere on the table anyway. You can get lucky.
Yeah, you can get lucky in 9-ball.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is guys that slam the balls are going to get lucky a lot more than guys that try to control everything, because, you know, when you slam them, they're going around the table. You got more chances of getting lucky.
But in games that call for a bit more finesse in your touch and manoeuvring the cue ball, like straight pool's the example of that. This is where Stubbs falling short, and it doesn't sink in. You know, as I say, I've told him for 20 years about that sort of thing.
I'm not sure why Albin's not kicking at this. He had a.
Well,
that's why, because he had another crib ball.
That was creative.
I missed the other crib ball. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you need to do. You need to be creative.
Yeah, he's blocked out though now, so this is not looking good for Albie here.
Well, I mean, he can shoot the combo. That ball does cut in the 12-4 combo.
Well, that's really, really thin for that to go in.
It is. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, the shot is doable.
Well, What's he doing here? Is he looking at a kick? He's looking at a kick.
I mean, the kick's doable too. It's a tough kick because you got to spin it.
Well,
that was a good try.
It was a good effort. But now Stubb has to reply. He's given the opportunity.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure how he ended up getting hooked, but it looks like it was that same sort of situation where he played a carom or something like that and didn't really plan on where the other balls were going. And, you know, it's a hard thing. You start moving 2, 3, 4 balls and knowing where they're all going is tricky. But I can tell you, you know, from watching the great one pocket players, they play shots like that and they know where every single ball is going. And if you can do that, then you avoid hooking yourself.
Right, let's see what we have. We've got 12-3 into the side.
Sylvia, it's tough to play this game when you're angry. Well, I found just about any game is tough to play when you're angry. That's my normal state about half the time in golf, and I can't play worth a crap.
Right, so 8-7. Well, the next one is probably going to be the 13-2 because these other cribbages that are there, you've got to get on that other ball. You know, the 4 ball's there, but the 11 doesn't go into the side. So I think
it makes sense. It makes sense to shoot 13-2, and because that opens up the 11. And you know, from here, when he gets on the 2, he's got a choice of rolling down, you know, and shooting 11 or the 4.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come across, and it just sort of depends on the angle he gets here. But you know, ideally, you get pretty straight on the 4 and then just shoot the 11 on the side. I
thought he was going to send that to the knuckle there.
No, that's a good angle. And if you can shoot the 11 and get a shot on the 5 and then kind of stun over for the 10, then the world is all in alignment. So he'll go forward here. And he's got, you didn't really want to get over there. Boy, he wanted to get pretty straight on that ball.
See, this is where it's, you know.
Well, this is 3 rail position. I mean, this is not tough. For anybody that's played a lot of rotation games, this is just 3 rail position. And you're going to have an angle on the 11 where you're going to run into the 10-5 probably. I mean, that's just the way this is going to end up being. But
what's he doing
here?
Mean,
it's pretty natural 3 rail position.
He doesn't fancy it. He's running up the table to the side rail and back out for a cut in this 5. He needs to make sure he gets good on this 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, this isn't a bad shot either.
Got to get out.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. This is pretty straightforward. You just don't want to scratch here. Make sure you get to the side rail, which you did.
Well, it's 1 against Albinario's break, and now Stubb to break. And
well, the problem is that Stubb lost a cue ball there, but he made a bajillion balls.
He's had 3 balls in the break. He may well have had a cribbage as well. I don't know. Nope.
Nope.
He's made 4 in the break.
Yeah. Now this is a little tricky in the sense that you've got 4 balls you got to make before you do anything else.
Yeah. So 13. 11's over the corner pocket up table, no problem getting that. 1 ball's over the other corner pocket, no. He's out here. This is over.
Yeah,
because
if he can get on the 1 here, he can go 1-7, which I think he's gonna do.
Yeah, and the one opens up the 7 ball.
Now, why would you not take the 1 ball here? Why would you go over and do that? Take the 1 and shoot the 7. It's right there. Yeah, see, I don't get that.
Yeah, because that immediately opened that, and it was easy enough to get on the next ball off the 1. He's going up table now, or down table.
I mean, what he just did with the cue ball was a lot harder than just shoot the 1 and roll it, and shoot the 7 and roll it, and then shoot the 11. But whatever, he'll make them all.
Well, that's the ideal cribbage break. Get 4 balls in the break, and then all the cribbage balls you need are all sitting on.
Yeah, well, if you don't get out on this rack, it's,
Serious questions need to be asked.
So this is what the angle you don't want, or he's going to have to hit a draw shot, I think. He's just going forward. Maybe I guess he's going to play the combo. Not a bad choice in my estimation. A little surprised that's what he's doing. Oh, no, he's not. He's playing the 5 ball.
Right, so
okay,
this is
done.
Cribbage. Yeah. Well, that was a good rack for Stubb, just when he needed it. Back to within 2. Albinario breaks. He's had a ball. Oh, look at the ugliness up in the top rail. Goodness me.
Yeah, well, look where he left the cue ball.
I thought it was Albinario's break. Stubb's break again.
Yeah, it's winner break.
That says winner break, says it. Yeah, I think it's alternate break.
He's lucky he came up with a shot where he left the cue ball. I mean, this table is going to be a little challenging, but I mean, it's doable. I mean, we've seen Albin do some pretty tough tables. Well, I don't know about that position. I guess he's going to play the 13-2 here, and then, he needs to get an angle on this 2 where he can really come down on those balls and end rail. And
he's got
didn't do it.
Yeah, well, he's got no option after it. I mean, he's going to pot the 2.
He does. He can play the 5-10 because the 14-10 is an easy combo, and it's easy to get on that 14 ball. So, I mean, that's what I'd be thinking from this position is 5 and then 14-10 combo.
Yeah, he can get through to that. No, he's going for the old Stubb shot.
Yeah, so that was stupid. And he's going to end up on the 5, and now maybe he'll go 5-14. That was just dumb because nothing good was going to happen from there. He did not really have the right cue ball position to try to get into those balls. So now he's got a situation where he's on the 5 in a way that's going to be a little bit harder to get to that 14-10. I mean, it would have been better to be down more, a little more controlled.
Now, is he still looking at? Is he trying to play a reverse bank in this 12 and then run into balls?
Oh, that's a complete silliness.
Well, that's him. He's lost the plot because that was never the shot to try and get lucky and bring the 3 out.
Yeah, that was hope.
That's crazy.
Well, I think the shot. Well, it's a little tight, but he could kick the 3 ball up here in the corner by the 5. I don't think he can make the bank. I'd be looking at kicking behind this 3 ball and making it up in the corner by this 5 ball. He's just going to slam him and hope, and that's not going to work. He had a reasonable kick shot at that 3. Yeah, and Stubb is just as predicted. He's going to lose in his typical way.
It was an ugly table, but if he'd given it a bit more serious thought, he might have been able to have gotten to the shot you were talking about, Steve.
Yeah, well, guys, I mean, just think, when you're playing this game, and or really almost any game, and you decide you're going to do a slam shot, you best think twice about it. I mean, it's rarely the right shot.
I think in most cases it's really a shot of desperation because you can't see any other option. And he didn't see the option you were talking about. Never crossed his mind.
Well, Albin just messed up there. I mean, he's going to get away with it, but that was a little screwy. Yeah, looks like I think he's going to cut the 5. Might shoot the 11. I think the 11's a better shot at this place.
Yeah, 4's wide open, so he's always going to have a shot in the 4.
Yeah.
Now, what about this 8 ball? The 8 ball goes behind the 15. That's not a worry.
But he didn't get the angle he wanted on the 4, because I'm sure he wanted to come back down for the 10, and he still got a bad angle on it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to try and pinch too much.
Yeah, so he's going to try to move the 10,
Well,
which it looks like he got away with it. I mean, that was
it's worked out in a way.
Risky. Yeah, he really didn't want to have to do that, but he just got bad on the 4 ball.
So 2
And
Cribbage
unfortunately, you know, if he would have got good on the 4 ball, he would have had a shot on the 10 where he could break out the 12-7. Now, you know, he doesn't have that, and he's going to have to try to go down table with this and then break out the 12-7 when he shoots the 5. He needs to get himself an angle where he's cutting back that 5 ball to the right so he can come off the long rail and come down and run into those balls. And he's going to play a different way. I like this way better, actually. This is a lot more predictable.
That's perfect for that.
Yeah, that was a wise play.
Now it just needs to roll nice for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to come up with a shot on one of these. Unless you baby this and stick it on the 7, there's for sure he's going to get a shot on one of those 2 balls.
And it's going to be 12-3.
Yeah, he's out here. This is a done deal here. Now, he's not liking the 12, and this is not a hard shot. It's a right-hand English shot and spin it around the corner. And, you know, guys get scared of this. And I'll tell you why guys get scared of this. Because when you're up high in the cue ball, it wants to turn. You need to make sure that the tip, the cue stick is really level so you don't turn the cue ball much. And, you know, he's afraid to shoot it. You know, if you guys don't like that shot, then go on the offline, set it up, and shoot it over and over again, and play with the Q-tip and the butt, and get to the point where you understand how to shoot that shot. Because, see, he's shooting the same shot right there with a little spin, and just because he's not on the rail, he's comfortable with it.
Right, so this is a critical shot. Shouldn't be a problem. And he's home and dry. Well, Stubbs giving that one away at the end of the day.
I remember some guy asking Jimmy Reed. I'm in the pool room and Jimmy Reed's there, and he's more of an old timer, good player. And the guy asks Jimmy, "I'm having trouble shooting off the rail. What should I do?" And Jimmy looks at him. He goes, "Well, you better learn how to shoot off the rail." I mean, that's what you practice. You practice the things you don't do well.
That's the best advice you're ever going to get. Good evening, Popman. Good evening to Tommy. There's more people in the house. Late comers as usual. So, Albinario has broke off. Now, I didn't look at the break there. Did he stick with the break he was doing that was working, or did he go back to the other one that didn't work? Because either or, it's come up dry.
Well, I agree, Bedhead. It was going across the line, but it was also going across the line far enough away from the ball. He probably had 3 feet it could have, you know, moved through that would still be okay. I mean, the shot he shot wasn't, you know, a typically easy or guaranteed shot.
So, obvious one's the 5 ball for the cribbage. He's brushed into the 15.
Well, what happened here? Did Albin break dry?
Yeah, he broke dry, but I wasn't paying attention. I was reading the chat, wasn't paying attention to how he broke, whether he stuck with the head ball or whether he went back to what he was doing at the beginning. But he may well just have came up dry with the straight the head ball break.
Well, Stubb best get out here because if he doesn't get out here, he's in real trouble. I mean, he's still in this match, but he cannot afford to get further away at this point.
He needs to stay in touch.
He needs to start getting wins there.
Now this has got to be done right. This 8 ball.
Right now we're on line for about my prediction. I said it'd probably be 15-10, 15-11, and I'm still thinking that.
He's overcooked it slightly here.
Actually, it probably should have been worse than that if Albin hadn't started out with that terrible break he was doing. Oh boy, this is not the shot you want, that's for sure. This could easily be missed. Oh, he's jacking up on it too, and he did. Yeah, he shoved it. I mean, that
shot that he was playing from the 8, cutting the 8 into that top right hand corner pocket. He just had to be careful with the pace, and he just overhit it by like 2 inches, and that stuck him to the rail, leaving a.
Well, I think 7-8's a duck right here. I'd be surprised if he just doesn't go 7-8 right now.
Yeah, so Stubbs
7-8, 4-11.
Oh, they're all lined up there for the picking on this end of the table.
Yeah, 12-3. It's 2-13. This is all pretty easy.
Yeah, it's hard to see where this can go wrong. I mean, obviously, the 9 and the 6 can easily be dealt with.
I'm not sure why he didn't go 7-8 there. The 7 was straight in, stop shot for the 8. Not sure why he did shot the 8 first.
The angle he's got in the 7, it'll be 4-11 next. I would assume. No, he's coming out into the table. Where's he going?
He's probably going to shoot the 3 or the 13. Looks like he's taking on the 13. I mean, I imagine he's going to go 2 first, maybe.
That 2's, you've got to pay attention to it. No.
Yeah, I don't like leaving this much distance. It's okay if you're just going to roll it, which I'm sure he's going to. He's probably going to play shape on this 11 ball. Yeah, he's going to hit it with left English and hold it and come across for the 11. I think that's one of the differences in VP than real life is you can get away playing long position a lot more in VP. In real life, you wouldn't want to do that.
So 11 and 4.
Yeah, they'll probably try to get on the 12 ball. If you overcook it, you still have the 3 ball.
Yeah, I think that's the plan because they're the ones that are wide open without an awful lot of acrobatics needing to be done with the cue ball. But he's not come back far enough to be comfortable in that 12.
See if he decides to move the 6 here. That could be a little risky. He doesn't need to because the 14-1's available. Yeah, he chose not to. I think that was wise. Don't take any chances. Now, this is just, straight top, and you can come out and shoot the 1 in the other corner. I doubt he'll hit it that way. I don't see guys play that shot in VP. Yeah, see, I like straight top there. Come off the end rail, and the cue ball comes out, towards the 14, probably a little more towards the center of the table.
Yeah, just a soft roll. Roll the 6 in, home and dry. So Albinario is going to be 3 away. And again, has he overcut that? He's overcut it.
Oh boy.
Commentator's curse.
Not Reed Pierce. The guy's player name was Jimmy Reed. R-E-I-D, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's a big let off for Stubb. And Albinario's known for his generosity. And, that was not a difficult 6 ball. Just a cut down the rail, more or less. And we've got to remember as well, it's 1:45 in Sweden. And Albinario may well have had a full day's work as well. So the fatigue is setting in. And Stubb, of course, needs to get nice on the 15 to get nice on it again.
Yeah. Well, this shot's missable. This is not really the shot you wanted to have.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And there it is. I mean, that shot was definitely missable. You leave yourself shots like that, and eventually you're going to miss some of them.
Well, Albinario could consider himself fortunate there. He's got out of jail.
Well, I think that's just about this match here. I mean, it's going to be Stubb needs 7 and Albin needs 3, and that's going to be tough to overcome.
So we started at 9 p.m. We're an hour and 49 minutes. This is still one of the quickest matches so far, which proves my point. I hope Sylvia's not listening. Which proves my point that once the better quality players get into this game, the games move quicker. It stands to reason. Instead of 3.5 hours, you're short of 2 hours, and we're well into this game or match. Sorry.
Yeah, this is I kind of thought this match would be somewhere around 2.5, but it looks like we're gonna probably make it less than that.
Well, Albinarios went back to my break that I told him to break on, and the message went through the ether. My psychology worked. He said 2 balls in the break, and if only he'd been doing this from the start, this match could have been over for, half an hour ago?
Well, I think it definitely would have been more one-sided.
Yeah.
Stubbs coughed up a fur ball in the last one, would have got him to 9, but he might get 1 or 2 more games, but it's, I'm expecting Albin to run out this rack, and, at that point, it's 13-8, and it's just too much to come back from.
Now, so we've got, he's looking for his next cribbage. He's got the 3, and he's just trying to drop. Well, I don't know whether that was the best of shots. Is it the 12 he's playing for? Am I looking at the wrong colour of ball? Yeah, he's playing for the 12. This blue cloth plays havoc with my eyes with these stripe balls. So, on his 4th cribbage, 9 and 6.
I think this is a tough game to come back from, especially with good players, because it's hard to break and run a lot of racks in this, because eventually either dry break or you don't have a shot on the crib ball, so the other guy's gonna get chances. And yeah, I think this game, at least with players at this level, would be very difficult to come back from any kind of significant deficit.
Well, that and the fact that it's winner breaks as well, that comes into play. If you start getting on a roll with your break, you start getting balls and cribbages.
Well, winner breaks always gives you a better chance for a comeback, and I know personally, I've played a lot of rotation tournaments against pros, and I can tell you that I know for a fact that I have a better chance of beating a pro with winner break than I do alternate break. Alternate break is very difficult to beat the better player. With winner break, if I get up and run a 6-pack or something, I'm capable, I can do that. I may be the worst player, but if I can keep them off the table, I've got a chance. An alternate break, that pro is always getting to the table, and you know, then it's tough because you got to hold serve. You got to break and run out on your break because you know they're gonna, and you know, it's just way tougher. I think with a winner break, there's always a better chance of coming back or beating a player that's better than you. But this game's a little screwy.
Was you not usually getting some weight against some of these pros, Steve?
Not most of the matches I played. I mean, I have played in tournaments where, you know, I got a little weight. Like at hard times, I was getting a game, at least for a while.
To the sussed you out.
one game on the wire to 7 or something isn't much when you're playing a pro. I mean, you know, you're going to have to play really good, no matter what. You know, in those situations. But most of the tournaments I've played in with pros in them, I was playing even.
Oh, here we go. And, now I'm going to replay that to see what Stubb was looking at there, because I'm baffled as to what he was doing. Yeah, he's just a complete slam. I think.
Well, I mean, he didn't really have anything, did he?
Well, no, but I think he could have gone with something better than that, though, because that's.
Well, that's almost a given with Stubb.
Next best thing to sell out. Mode. I think Stubbs. I mean, it's also a sign that Stubbs may be giving up the ghost as well. I think he's facing the inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, I think Eloquent was right. I think he's depressed. I think he's got to that stage.
I agree with you, Potman, that he probably couldn't see the 10 ball and he needed it, so he just slammed it. But can you not come up with something better to maybe tie something up and make it a bit awkward?
Yeah, but Clarky's asking you what his prediction was. I guess he told you something earlier.
I can't remember, Matt. Hang on a minute till I look at my phone. In fact, no, I haven't got my phone. It's charging up. I can't remember. It's that long ago. If you told me half an hour ago, I still wouldn't remember. He told me early on today. The result, and I can't remember it.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be wrong. I said Stubb would get to 10, and he's not going to.
So, I'll be at his methodical best, dare I say it, to get to the hill.
And yeah, I don't have any doubt he's going to get there here. Be interesting to see what he plays for here. I mean, you really want to play for the 1 or the 12. I think that's where you want to send the cue ball is over there because...
Yeah, the natural path of the cue ball's heading that direction, so you have to let it go.
Well, I mean, those are 2 problem balls, and the crib is, you know, if you can get on one of those balls, the other ball's easy. So, I mean, that seems like the play. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, he has to take the obvious shot. I mean, that's a natural path wants to go that direction, and he's plumb. You know, he's on the 1, 14's over the pocket.
Yeah, and, you know, he can play the 14 to the 3 and then slide across and shoot the 12 in the same corner as the 3, which is a pretty natural thing to do. That's what I'd be looking to do here. I'd shoot the 1. I'd try to get on the 3 with a little angle and make the 3 and slide over and shoot the 12 in the same corner.
We'll have a look at the stats at the end of this match.
Well, that was unexpected. I think he's probably going to shoot the 15-4 combo here.
Yeah, that's a gimme.
Yeah.
Cut the 11.
Now this 11 ball can be missed. It's that kind of funny little back cut that I've seen guys missing. Not that I expect Albin to, and he didn't. Right in the heart.
So 1 away. Did anybody predict 15-8 to Albinario?
Well, Clarkey says he did yesterday, and since Albin's gone to the center break, he's been
It's turned the match for him.
having a lot better luck.
Turned the match right round. Well, there's an easy cribbage to follow. The 114 down the bottom of the table.
He's on the 12, and that's not a bad shot. I mean, it's missable, but wouldn't expect him to miss this.
7, 8 are adjacent to one another. They're not a problem, as long as you can get the 8 ball first.
He tried to miss it. He shoved it into the rail. Luckily, these rails play fairly generous.
See, you can keep that 114 as a bailout cribbage if he needs it. He can work around what he's got, and should he need that 114, he can always fall back in it. Now, having said that, though, when you look at what's left up where he is up the table, there isn't an awful lot to be had there, so the chances are he's going to have to take this 114.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I would be surprised if he doesn't play for it right here.
I mean, he could also get on that 9.
Well, maybe the 5-114, which I don't like because it could get screwed up. Boy, can he shoot the 6 ball? I think he can shoot the 6 ball. I think he'd be well advised to shoot the 6. I don't like hitting the 5 into the 114 because the 5 ball is going to stay there. I think he should shoot the 6 ball here.
He's trying to get half of this 1 ball, I think. No, he's playing it. He's looking at the line for the 5. I thought he was looking at the 1. No,
I don't like this. You're gonna have to hit it. Yeah, I just didn't like that shot. He tried to hit it in a way that he was going to come up with a shot, and that was. I think he should have shot the 6. I mean, obviously the 6 wasn't an easy shot, but it did go on the side, and the 9 was right there. He could have shot the 9 into the corner.
Well, this is giving Stubb a lifeline.
What happens to players a lot of times, and I've done this plenty of times, is you convince yourself you can make the shot work. When obviously it really isn't a good shot to shoot at. It either doesn't work or it's not a good shot because it's a low percentage chance. A lot of things can go wrong, but you convince yourself, no, I can really do this. And then what happens is what you just saw, is he sells out.
Well, Stubb might get to 10 yet.
Stubb's going to come over here and shoot this shot that, Alvin should have shot a long time ago. Well, is Alvin going to do is try to let the guy back in it move?
Well, that was it. He's done it there, so it's all up to Stubb now.
Yeah, but it's a little late for that because, he's got a long ways to go. It's hill to, even if he wins this, it's hill to 9. I mean, good luck coming back from that. The only thing that's going on here is Alvin's helping me get to my prediction. That's the only thing that's happening here that's any positive at all, because, I mean, Stubb is not going to come back this many games.
Well, don't rule it out. He might start getting lucky rolls and good breaks. You never know.
Well,
it's a big ask, but it could happen.
It would be an epic comeback to come back from being down like this. I mean, it would be one of the all-time comebacks because, so many things got to go your way, and chances are they're not going to.
And that isn't one because it's dry.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it takes in this game. The balls are wide open now.
It's all over.
Dry.
It's all over.
Well, unless Albin gives them another game, I kind of doubt it's going to happen.
Well, I say it's all over. He might have to take this 12-3 first. I can't. I'm looking for an easier option.
Well, I mean, he can shoot the 1 and get on the 14, but I don't like it.
No, he can't shoot the 1 and get on the 14 because it's in the game. Oh no, it wasn't it wasn't a scratch. I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
It's that time of night, Steve.
I don't think that's going to be good, is it?
10-5.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay,
Right,
I thought he was shooting I thought he shot the 12. That was a 10.
Okay. This game's more confusing for commentators than it is for them that are playing it. I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, it's easy to mistake the balls.
That the 12 goes. 13, I think, goes as well. Yeah, both of them go clean.
It's going to go 7-8 or is it going to go 3-12? Well, the skies are opening up again. So last night here, in an hour and a half, it rained 3.5 inches.
That's heavy rain, that.
Yeah, you're not kidding. 3.5 inches in an hour and a half? That was something else.
Well, where was it? Australia, they had 700 millimetres of rain in 3 days. Beat that. You know, that's like almost 3 feet of rain. That is monsoon conditions, I'll tell you. See, this is why I love living in Scotland. I mean, down south they're getting, you know, they're talking about a heat. Well, they're in a heat wave at the moment down in England, down in the southeast, down in London and Brighton and those areas. So they're forecast for like 37 degrees over the next couple of days. Whereas up here, the cold front has come through. The best, warmest day we had was yesterday. We got to 22 up here, and that's the type of weather I like. You know, nice and comfortable. None of this sweltering heat. This is why you want to live in Scotland. Okay, you might get horizontal rain for most of the year, but at least you're not getting stupid temperatures, typhoons, hurricanes, and twisters. You don't see any of that crap. The States can keep all of that stuff for my liking. That's one benefit of staying here.
What, you talking about tornadoes?
Yeah, all of that crappy weather that you guys get. I mean, you get monsoon rains, you get hurricanes, you get bitter winters. It obviously depends where you stay, but you know, we're in a temperate climate here. It's damp and drizzly for a lot of the times when you stay in the west coast of the Scotland, but I'll tell you, it's a lot more livable.
Leave it to a Scotsman to say that there's good weather in Scotland.
Oh, of course, that's what I call good weather. Damp and drizzly, you know where you stand at, especially this time of year, because that keeps the hay fever down, keeps the pollen down, and you can sleep at night as well.
Yeah, well, tornadoes keep it down too, because you're dead and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, because you're looking at the sky from your bed.
Yeah, tornadoes, those are scary freaking things. That's
yeah, they're good to look at from a distance.
The U.S. has got way more tornadoes than anywhere in the world. It's crazy here.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can go, you know, you could live in the same house for 40 years and never see a tornado, and then boom, that's it, everything's gone. If you're in Tornado Alley, that is.
Yeah, well, we get a lot of tornadoes here in the South. They're not usually as big as the ones in the Midwest, but they kill a lot of people because most of the tornadoes in the South are happening at night. So you can't see them coming. And people are asleep and they don't get warned. And yeah, it can be pretty dangerous here.
Well, Albinario is home and dry. And I think Stubbs bailed already. Oh, no, it's gone through. So Albinario comes out the winner by 15 racks to 9. But I still think it would have been finished, half an hour to 45 minutes ago if that break had been working from the start. Let's have a look at this, at these stats. Let's see if that makes anything worth interesting to read. Right, where are we going? Break stats. Run-outs from the break. Slim with 3, Albinario with 3, Machine with 2, and LS3 and Stub with 2. And that's basically that. What else do we look at?
Average balls made. Albin at 933.
Right, so Slim, Machine, and Stub all have the average of 1 in the break each time. Albinario's balls in the break, I'm sure that shot up quite a bit once they changed it. He's at 933, LS3 at 0.8, MC Clark 8.7, 0.7 for Sylvia, and Bankster 0.5. So Bankster needs to work in his break.
Yeah.
Common stats. I don't think there's anything else to be picked out of there, is it? Cribbage's attempted. Let's look at that. Well, Bankster had 148 attempted. Sylvia had 145. Needless to say, that's another reason the match was 3.5 hours. Machine 105 with 86 made. Let's
look at the completion percentage. Look at Albin, 91%.
Yep, that's where the job's done.
Yeah, so far every person with a higher completion cribbage percentage has won the match, and I think that's probably going to hold for this whole tournament. It's going to be tough to have a higher percentage and lose the match.
Well, Matt didn't win, but it was very close against Slim. When you look at the difference between those two guys,
did Matt have a higher one?
No, Slim was just 81. Yeah. Matt's in 79. There wasn't a lot in that match when you look at the stats.
Yeah, but, I think that's going to hold this whole tournament. The higher percentage is going to win.
More than likely, yeah. Now, before you guys bail out, let's have a quick look, because there is an update, although I haven't looked at the... can I get this to work? Hang on if we can get the button. The schedule is the match that we had tonight. We've got Larry against Acero. That's going to be at 1:30 AM on Saturday morning, my time. Although it says Friday at 1:30, but that's really Saturday morning, obviously. So that's like, what, 7:30 at night, what time's that East Coast time? 1:30 AM my time. Take 5 hours off that. Is that 9, 10, 11, 12, 1? I can't count at this time of night.
That's 8:30, right?
Yeah, 8:30. So you've also got LS3 with Cheeky Chico, which shows on there at 3 PM, but that's now been changed to 8 PM on Saturday night. And then we've got the next big match coming up on Sunday night. If you guys want to be there, it was Sunday night at 7 PM with 2 of the top players in the tournament, Cobra against Bedhead. That'll be worth watching to see how these guys can handle this game of cribbage. It'll be interesting to see if Cobra can stay awake, because he said most of the time watching cribbage he's fell asleep, so he can't fall asleep against Bedhead.
Well, he should just make sure his sound's up so that he gets the alert when it's time for him to shoot.
Yeah, that's probably the best tactic. And then carry on,
I'm
Steve.
sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to say something about League. We got League playoff this week for those of you in League, so remember that's coming up on Thursday.
Is it this Thursday? I thought it was the 21st.
I don't think so. It should be this Thursday.
Maybe I read it wrong. While Steve's looking at that, another reminder as well, we've got a snooker challenge match that's been going on. Those matches, or those live stream sessions, are on YouTube and Twitch. Well, they're on YouTube. They won't always be on Twitch. And that was a race to 18 between Semi-Pro and Matt. At the moment, we've finished the third session, and Semi-Pro has a 14-10 lead. But the final session for that will still to be arranged once Semi-Pro's get everything sorted out at his end. He's got a wedding and stuff to deal with, so good luck with that.
That's a bug. The playoffs were supposed to be this week.
Am
Okay, so
Was that right? You said it was the 21st.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a bug. They were scheduled wrong. I'll have to look into that.
So are you going to let it go to the 21st, or are you going to bring that forward to this week?
I'll probably let it go because trying to change these things, the date's all over the place in the database.
Right.
I'll probably just let it go and fix the issue.
Right. So that'll give me time to remind those that are in the leagues to turn up that night if they can. Right, folks. I think we'll call that a night. I'm off for a coffee. Thanks to Steve for joining us. And I hope you can all join us again at some point. Again, reminder, if you can't be there, get on YouTube. They'll all be there. I've got a playlist for this tournament already set up, and I'll be adding this match onto it as well. So with that, I'll bid you good night. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you later, Steve. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, ladies.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.